we have to show everybody how much we enjoy our life together.
It's really enjoyable.
If you or someone you know is an Instagram husband, help is out there. Go to instagramhusband.com and see how millions of men just like you have found hope.
I'm an Instagram husband.
I'm an Instagram husband.
I'm an Instagram husband.
I'm an Instagram husband.
There. Okay, anyone in here have an Instagram husband? Oh, yeah, good for you guys. But you still need to learn how to take pictures without your Instagram husband. I get that. Okay, so yeah, I have a husband. He's not an Instagram husband though. He's definitely the anti of Instagram husbands. Like okay, I gotta remember how to make this. Nope, not that. Okay, we're almost there. You. Full screen. Beautiful. Okay, so this is my husband and our 3 kids. I'm Kylee Ann. I've been a photographer for 8 years now. I started in wedding and family photography, and now I run this team of boss babes on the right, one right here, taking pictures. They are my wedding photographers. Now I do like branding commercial work, and I do a lot of teaching and speaking and teaching people, especially creatives, how to run a business and market themselves, because I think we're really creative and we're like good on that side of things, but I think a lot of people need help with the other side. So that's what I do. I have 3 little kids and take a lot of pictures of myself because, you know, when you have a personal brand, you have to take pictures of yourself. And if I don't have an Instagram husband, you know, I have to learn how to do that. So super excited to teach you some things today about, I haven't tried this yet, about taking pictures of yourself without like ruining a vacation or an outing or whatever. So raise your hand if you have spent an entire outing with your friends or family and you worried like the whole time if you're going to get a picture of the cute outfits or the experience. Yeah, there's some like giggles and like, oh, and there's some high raises, right? Okay, that's a problem that we have, but like we can solve that by fixing the problem, right? Raise your hand if you've asked someone to take a picture of them, and you get the picture and you find this. Super out of focus, blurry. Yeah, have you ever passed off your camera and got something that looks like terrible and you're like, that was a terrible angle. No, so bad. Or you feel almost embarrassed to pose in front of your husband or friend because it's for Instagram, right? Is that kind of awkward? Yeah, right? Okay, so we're gonna fix these problems. This is kind of a big presentation because it's more than just setting up a tripod and taking a picture. There's so many different elements to getting a good picture for Instagram or for your business or for your website. I mean, it's not just about Instagram all the time, but I mean, you have to show up and then, you know, the 9 squares get lower and you have to show up again, and then they get lower and you have to show up again. So these are all pictures either my husband, who's not an Instagram husband, has taken, or a tripod has taken. And if you have time at the end, I'll come back and share exactly how I got. Most of those are tripod pictures. Or my 5-year-old. So, and they're all with the DSLR. So I will walk through each one at the end if we have time. But I wanted to say it's so important to be on Instagram. So if you're not showing up, has anyone not posted themselves on Instagram yet? Anyone in here? Okay, so you're all posting yourself. Oh, some of you haven't. But if you have a personal brand or you're a blogger or if obviously you have to show up on Instagram and you want to have good pictures because that improves, you know, quality followers and all those things. So. But how? How are we going to do this? So the first thing, you don't have to write all this down because we're going to go through each one of these things. The first one is we're going to set expectations with our human tripod, because if we have a husband, who in here has a husband? Yeah, right? Okay, so, but there wasn't very many that said they had an Instagram husband. Who has a roommate? Who has a sister? We have human tripods all around us. But are they willing? Are they good? No. So we're going to talk about how to set expectations. And then we're going to talk about how to take pose pictures first, putting your camera away, using a tripod, and then using your phone and live presets to make things just so much simpler. So the first thing is setting expectations with yourself and others. So I think a lot of people raise their hand in the beginning. A lot of our problem is we're like going to the zoo with our family and we're like feeling good about it. We have these cute outfits and we expect like this whole blog post from it that we're going to share like how fun our family was and like the zoo was awesome and look at these outfits and you're like, this is a collaboration. Like I told this company I was gonna go to the zoo in their outfits and take these pictures. So you have these high expectations from all these different people, and then the whole time you're worrying about getting a picture of the outfits or making sure the pictures of everything look good. Oh, stand there, and like the kid is crying, like, I don't want to stand by the monkeys, and like you're still taking a picture, and it's just awful. So this is like my script. I'm like, I know you hate pictures. I'm validating. I'm like telling my husband, like, this is not your idea of fun. I know this is not your idea of fun, but it's so important to me. I want to come home with a family picture, a picture of me in this outfit, and a picture of me and my kids. 3 pictures. And in return, I will put my camera away the rest of the day. So I'm setting expectations at the beginning of the thing. I mean, it sounds so simple, but really just saying this, like, going into the zoo, if you think someone to have pictures all day, and we start with a family picture, and then 4 minutes later, we're taking another family picture by the next thing, and then the next thing. I don't know how you see the zoo. We don't do that. It's a good example, I guess. But if he knows that I'm going to stop, he's going to be more willing to do it in the beginning. So that's why we always take the post shots first. We're not hangry at the beginning of the day because we had our breakfast. I feel so bad for my husband because so I have 3 kids and myself, and we're all the most hangry human beings in the world, and he doesn't get hangry, so he doesn't understand. Like, do you know anyone who doesn't get hangry, and they're like, they don't get why you're like crying because you haven't had breakfast? That is my husband. He's like, so he's so confused about it. So if we just have breakfast and then we are all ready for the day, no one has got grass stains on them yet, no one's dirty, no one has like food all over their face, we take the post shots, we get the family picture, we get a picture of ourselves, we get a picture of the kids. Everything else the rest of the day is a bonus shot. It's not a post picture. It's like, oh, that's a cute cabin. I'm enjoying my life for real, and I don't have to take this kind of picture just because I haven't got the shot yet. So it takes a lot of pressure off the entire day. The next thing is after you get your post shots, you're gonna just watch for moments, keep your camera close. So for me, I'm a photographer, so I like have this like thing I wear, and like I have them like I can like shoot them up at any time and just take pictures. But if you have your phone, it's even easier. You just pull it out of your pocket and take a picture. It's so easy. But I keep my camera away, so I would like go to Disneyland, have my camera on my side the whole time, and then if I see them laughing or something, I can get out my picture, but I'm not like watching the whole day through my camera. Which can be a problem. If you can take good pictures and if your kids look cute, that can be a big problem, right? The next tip is to use a tripod. So me and my daughter, she's 4, we went to Disneyland this last fall, and it was just me and her. We didn't take the boys, and I could have stopped a stranger, passed off my camera, and said, hey, can you take a picture? But a tripod is so much more like patient. They're gonna get good angles. Like they'll sit there for 30 minutes while I'm taking, they're just, a stranger just, it could be out of focus. It could be like the lower chin angle. It could be, there's just they could cut off the feet. So I prefer to use tripods over human tripods. But we're gonna talk about human tripods too. But, so I set up the tripod. So I set up the tripod and then I put my daughter where I wanted us to be. If my daughter wasn't in the photo, I would put this thing over here, focus on it. It sounds complicated, it kind of is. It's worth it. Because you do this is before we got in the park. I have my Disneyland picture, the rest of the day is Disneyland. So it's worth the maybe 10 minutes of messing around with stuff. So I focus on this thing, then I run over, move this thing out of the way. It's crazy. Oh, that's the next one. And then I would take the picture, look like, oh, let's look at each other. Oh, let's put you in there. And I stay in the same position, get my daughter out of the picture, take my picture, all the things. And I just click, click, click with a little remote. So remotes on Amazon are like $10, like super, super cheap. Tripods can be like $20. Like, so it's a setup one time, and then you have all the time. And then there's the makeshift tripod. So if you don't want to travel with a tripod, then you find things all over. So this is our makeshift tripod in Boston. It's a trash can. I did not sanitize my camera after that. I'm just remembering that now. That was really gross. So obviously it's not that's what cropping's for. We have the trash can in the photo. My husband has a bootleg in this picture. It's great. So I put the camera on the trash can, and did the exact same thing. Yes.
I was even ask what kind of tripod do you use? Like, You have
So,
a favorite one?
right here is called Manfrotto. So this is for cameras, because I know a lot of you use phones. I have a Manfrotto, and it's some sort of, what's it called? Do you know, Hillary?
Travel and
It's like a travel one, so it's really lightwater, and there's a little circle that screws into your thing, and like that. She's holding it, and you just put it on, clip it on, and it's the easiest tripod ever. Because then you're not twisting it around.
website or Amazon?
Amazon. Yep, Amazon. If you DM me, I can tell you exactly what it is if you can't find it, but I think it's on there.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. So then here's the makeshift. Here's the thing. I have two hashtags just for fun of Kylee and photography by my husband and Kylee and photography by self-timer. So I can look and be like, oh my gosh, these are all pictures I took with self-timer. And you can see there's only 9 posts. I've been a photographer for 8 years. There's 9 posts that my husband has staged. And you can scroll for the self-timer ones. Look how patient my self-timer is. Look at all those poses. Do you see that? I have like in there like 4 in the same outfit with the same situation. I mean, that would not have happened with the Instagram husband. So self-timers are the best. With a phone, it's even easier because you get it. So show me your tripod right there that you just had, your phone tripod. Can I see your phone tripod?
Oh, yes.
Okay, this is a Manfrotto too?
Yes.
Okay, look at this thing, guys. So it can be like you can be vlogging down the street, and then all of a sudden, oh, I want to take a picture, you whip that out. I will show you your phone in front of people. And then you put it right here, and you do all the angles, and you set the timer. It's so amazing. You can also, Manfrotto is Manfrotto. And you can also get a little remote for your phone or your Apple Watch that goes with it. So you don't have to run back and forth your camera. You set it up one time and then click, click, click. I don't know if you can see in this photo. Oh, where's my phone in that photo? I have one where it's behind my back. I don't know where, oh, here. It's in my pocket. So I must have clicked it on the two second and then put it in my pocket and then just had it keep going. So super simple. Okay, the next part of being an Instagram husband for yourself is posing yourself, right? Because I think a lot of times you're like, oh, that's great, but then what do I do when I get in front of the camera? It's so awkward. So the first rule of any posing is always give your hands a place to go. Have you ever gone in front of a camera and you're like, what do I do? And they're like, just put them in your pockets, and then you get the photo back and it's just, or you just hang them. And that never looks good. You're like, what was I doing? Like with my monkey arms just hanging there? So you always give your hands somewhere to go. I'm gonna give you some suggestions on where to give your hands, where to put your hands in a minute. But just pockets, hips, hair. I mean, there's so many possibilities. I'll give you some real examples in a second. The next rule is if it bends, bend it. So if you're standing here straight, it's not very flattering. It's not. So you bend your foot, you pop a hip, you bend your elbow, you bend your arm, you bend everything to kind of give your body a little bit more movement instead of just standing there like this and like getting that low angle and just being like, why am I alive? So don't do that. And then the next rule is move. So you can do the pose all day, but when you start moving, that's when you're going to get your true personality and you're going to get those true movements, and it's going to just look a lot more authentic instead of just like posing for yourself. You know, so moving would be like walking towards the camera, it'd be swaying your arms, it's like the twirl, all those different things. So memorize 3 poses. These are my like 3 go-to poses. If I'm in an awkward situation and there's like, I didn't mention, so I've spoken a lot of places, but this is my first time with like 100 selfies on the screen. It's a little awkward. So like there's a lot of pictures of myself. I don't normally do this. I'm not like, you know, obsessed with myself. It's a lot of myself up there. But it's to give you examples. Okay, so memorize 3 poses. These don't have to be your poses, because I want your poses to flatter your body type, feel comfortable for you, whatever. But we're going to practice these poses. So my first, yes?
Can we go back to the balloon one? Are the balloons photoshopped?
No. It kind of looks like it is. It doesn't. I don't do that kind of stuff.
What you did with that?
I wish that I was that patient. I mean, I've been a photographer for 8 years and I do not Photoshop. I do not Photoshop. So I wish I was that. It was just, thank you. I mean, like, yeah, so it did, because it was just like snowing and it was white and it does look Photoshopped. Her little daughter too, we did pictures when she was in red and it looked like we Photoshopped her into this. That's just right in front of my house. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so the first pose, everybody cross your arm over your body, and then you're gonna put your hand across. And then you can either touch your hair on either side, or you can touch your chin, like just anywhere in here, whatever feels natural in this range.
They should stand up. They should feel this.
You don't feel natural. Okay, stand up. Everyone stand up. Okay. So you're gonna cross over, like maybe even with your see this with my foot? Like, yeah, look.
I do too.
What is your name? I knew it. My dad is gonna cry. We love you. That was my wedding stuff. Like for real. Okay, anyway. Mindy Glenville, right? Mindy Glenville! Okay, I'm freaking out. I'm a little fangirling right now. I danced to her on my wedding. Like, Anchor, the whole CD was right when I got married, so. This is awesome. Okay, so Mindy Glenville, front row of my class. My dad's gonna cry. Okay, so we're gonna cross over. We're gonna put our foot like this, and then we're gonna feel it right in here. Just wherever, you guys look good. You look good. And you can even twirl it out, just leave your hands hanging, put it on your chin, whatever. Yeah, you guys look good. You look good. Do it with your hip. Put your hip into it. Yeah, okay. Next pose, while you're standing, hands in your pockets. Do you have pockets? If you don't have pockets, it doesn't work. That's on hips. Hands kind of around pockets. I don't have pockets right now, but I would probably do one of these or something with these silky pads. So cardigans are good too. Cardigans, blazers. It doesn't have to be right up here. Sometimes I like when it's a lower pocket, like a jacket. And then hand on hip, which is an easy one. Everyone can do that. And then you can either hand on your hair, hand on the side, wherever. Okay? So look at these 3 poses. Now, same 3 poses. See this? Same 3 poses. Just a little variation. I lean forward. I lean back. I lean to the side. So it's the same poses, but it looks different every time. Same 3 poses. See that? Shoulders up. Yeah.
These are all tripods.
Okay. The first 3 were all friends. I was at a conference or something. This was in front of Nordstrom right here. We were going to buy something. I was like, oh, this is a cute wall. Let's take a picture really quick. This one was at the end of a shoe or something, and then that was at a conference, and there, how they have the cute backdrops at conferences, and I was like, oh, let's take a picture. So those were friends that were holding it. Sister, friend, Hillary, tripod, friend. So these are not. They are human tripods though. Not all of those were photographers. They were not photographers. Some of them were, because I have a team of photographers. It's kind of, there are a lot of pictures, but a lot of them are just my sisters. Okay, and then the next thing with posing is add in the things that are already natural to your brand. If you are on your computer, if you're on your phone, if you make donuts, that makes it a lot easier to post because you're using things that are already natural to your brand. Your children, books, all sorts of things. So use the things that come natural to you, because that's going to make posing for yourself so much easier because it feels right. Packaging stuff or whatever. Okay. The next part of it being an Instagram wife for yourself or husband is easy lighting tricks. So the best time of light for good photos is going to be in the morning and at night, before sunset and in the morning and right after sunrise. So it's that golden hour of light. It's where you don't have to find shade. There's no harsh lighting. If you're trying to go out at noon on your lunch break and taking photos, you're going to hate them because they're going to be harsh and horrible, and they're not going to look good. But if you can't find, this is Arizona at noon. So if you can't find a good time of day, or you have to take a photo at noon, you go to a place that's shade. Any building is even going to have 2 or 3 feet of shade. Just get back in that area. We've been doing it all week at West Summit. I'm sure you guys have found shade here too. If you can't find shade and you can't shoot at the right time of day, then you're going to put the light behind you. This doesn't work as well with iPhone pictures. But if you have a camera, you expose for the people. So on the settings, the background might look like it's all white, but then the light is coming from behind it and forward instead of on the face or above or making harsh light. And then the last thing is use window light. So there's 2 types of window light. There's the window light where you're in your back. So if the light was coming through the window right now, Like right here, do you see this? Well, you probably can't see it very well. There's the harsh light coming through. I stand right a foot away from the harsh light, so it's like almost like the hot spots are right there, but they're reflecting back on and just like making my space look bright. Or you get into the harsh light and you just kind of play with the light. It's okay to play with, yes.
Are you facing the window?
Yes. Always face the light. So even when you're in the shade, you'd never want to face towards the wall or towards the tree. You'd almost be, so if this is all shade in this black area, I'd be on the tip so that the hot spot of the light is right there and reflecting back onto my face. That's a good question. Perfect. Okay. And then some composition things. So a great way to take better photos is to frame yourself. So framing yourself is finding the elements in like, so right here, if I wanted to take a good picture, I'd frame myself between like the podium and this alt thing. If I was taking a picture over there, I'd go right in between those two pictures. And it kind of just makes it more visually interesting because then something's not coming out of your head or coming to the side. So this waterfall picture is very popular in Kauai. I see people take pictures all the time there, but they're like on one of the waterfalls and the waterfall's like coming out one side. But if I'm in the middle, it makes it such a more interest. My husband took that photo, by the way. He likes to say he set that up, but I'm pretty sure I set it up. And he took the photo, but he likes to take credit for that. So I'm right in between, so it like just makes it just like an amazing photo, and it's just the way you stand. So the photo to the right, my husband also took, ironically. But it's framed within the square and within all the lines, so it's all lined up instead of distracting in the background. The next thing is change your perspective. So I think we always try to shoot straight on or straight above our kids, or I don't know what your brands are. There's lots of different things you're taking pictures of. But we're always using the same angles all the time. So try going from behind or from the side, from the back, the little butts, from above, from the back. There's so many different ways you can do that. And then clear the background, which I think we all kind of try to do because that's what we kind of get teased about being an Instagram lifestyle. People is, clearing everything out of the way and having all the dirty stuff around it. But it just helps your viewers see what the photo is actually about instead of all the distracting mess in the background. So it's not, I don't think, to me, I like to be really real. I post about hard things but I also, I have a messy house, but I don't need to post my dirty laundry on internet. Like literally my dirty laundry. Like I'll post my dirty laundry, but not my dirty laundry. So I just think it's good for the photo aspect of it. It just makes it look cleaner. So here's another example. The clearing the background, I take out all the limbs and things behind and just get a little closer. And then here's another example. So the photo with, before is good, but has a school in the background and a thing, and then the back is just close, and you can just kind of see what's going on in the photo. Bonus tip, if you are a personal brand, start wearing your brand colors everywhere you go. So if you're at the zoo and you look cute already, or you're going to the grocery store, you take a quick picture on the way out, and you don't have to plan a brand shoot every 2 weeks to look good. So you start wearing your colors and being in those pictures when you're already doing things. These are all things I was already doing. Well, maybe not the one in the skirt and the snout, but everything else I was already doing stuff. I was camping, I was on a date, like a fancy date thing in our community. I was getting my daughter ready for pictures. Anyway, these are things I was already doing, and it just makes it easier to take photos that you're gonna be able to post without having to make a shoot just for Instagram. And then let's talk about lighting. Yes?
I'm sorry. Now, when you talk about brand color, now, do you have such photos where you just have your color in your Instagram throughout, or you just because I've seen some people have they'll take 6 pictures of one color and then of another color, just make it colorful.
Yes. Okay. So it totally depends on your brand, and that's hard because some of you are probably your brand is bright colors, and so you can wear whatever you want. If we're talking Allison, the Allison show, she could show up in any fluorescent neon color, and it'd be fine. For me, I'm a very soft color person. Light pink is my color, and I wear apparently it's millennial pink. I've been calling it Kylee pink, but I guess it's a trend that I didn't know about that I don't know if it's insulting yet or not. But we're gonna go with it. It depends on your brand. Because, if, for example, I shoot for a company called Navy Baby, and their colors are like rust mustard, like burnt colors, and like olive, just like that kind of tone. And so if she's obviously being tagged in all these photos that she could use on her Instagram of like bright pink nurseries with a mustard thing, but she's going to only use stuff that's in her, for a product thing. And so when she's gonna do a shoot with her babies, she's gonna keep her color thing. So she can still post other people's stuff, but then she has control because she's posting more of her own content, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so does anyone have Lightroom mobile so far? Yeah, already? Yeah, it's the best thing in the world that you can now have presets on it because it makes things so much easier. So I'm a photographer. I take a DSLR everywhere, but even in the last few months, I have started using Lightroom mobile presets more than anything. So here are some photos. This was in Boston. This was just in our backyard in Utah. And so here's some before and afters. So we're out, I'm out going to take my DSLR on the mountain. And so I took a picture and then I edited it, that's a hard one, in Lightroom Mobile, and it was like a beautiful photo. Here's some more examples. So, super, super simple. I'm going to tell you how to get my Lightroom presets, okay? Today, this is a challenge for some of you. Today, you have to post a photo of yourself. It can be on your story, because it disappears in 24 hours, that's okay. Yeah, so, some of you, a lot of you had already posted photos of yourself, but some of you haven't, and that's going to be hard for those people. Post for yourself, tag me, and I will DM you a link to get my full Lightroom preset pack, which I have like 12 in the preset pack. So, and then they're different ones. So they're like ones for outside, ones for inside, some for like golden. There's all different presets I use on these, but they kind of are the same look. Lightroom presets just make your photos look professional, even when they're shot on an iPhone. And so it makes it so much simpler to be able to just take your phone, which you already have, take a photo, post it, not have to take it in, edit it, hire a photographer, all these different things. Get in your photos. So this is my friend Brittany. She's amazing. So about, 5-7 years ago, I don't know right now, but she was in an accident, a repelling accident at Utah State. We both went to school together, but we didn't know each other. She was in a repelling accident and she fell a lot of feet and wasn't able to walk anymore. Now she is able to walk with walkers, but anyway, it's been a long process. She started posting her journey on Instagram, but she was still afraid to get in front of the camera with her wheelchair or with her walker. She would get up, take a photo with her husband, and then collapse right after. And she would have her husband hold her up and they'd take photos. Recently, she reached out to me. I do these things called passion projects where I'm really passionate about taking pictures of things that people wouldn't normally take pictures of. Cancer journeys, funerals, things that are like so important, but no one's gonna hire a photographer for because that's the last thing on their mind. But in 2 years, when they look back on that moment, they wish they would have remembered what it felt like or looked like. So that's what I do. And there are free sessions, and she reached out to me and she said, I saw your passion project, and I'd really like to get in front of the camera with my wheelchair, but I don't want to pay for it because I probably won't use them. Blah, blah, blah. So we did a session, and I just got a letter like a day before I left for Alt Summit that said, I have never been able to love pictures of me in my wheelchair, embrace that I'm in a wheelchair. It's been 7 years. She's posting on Instagram. She's sharing her journey of being in a wheelchair and being a mother, but she still wouldn't get in front of the camera with her pictures. Pictures are so important. If you're able to take pictures of yourself and look and see how you've grown and progressed and look back, I'm so glad she has these now so she can see, this is what I was like as a mom, not pretending to stand up with your family. So I loved her message through, that's not what she was trying to say, but her message was, get in front of the camera even when it's hard. Get in front of the camera even on your bad days, even when you feel like you're not beautiful, because there's going to be a point when it shifts and you're going to realize that's who you are. And when you can be who you are, you're going to be better in your business, you're going to be a better mother. This is another story I want to share really quick of Amber. How am I on time?
I think 2 minutes over.
Don't worry, I'm finishing this up. Okay, so this is Amber. She's 29 years old. This was just outside of a wedding. She was diagnosed with breast cancer a couple days before this photo. And so when we were at a wedding, I pulled her to the side and took some photos of her and her 2-year-old twins. The next I mean, she started chemo, she got her double mastectomy, her body changed drastically, and at that point, you can be like, I'm never getting front of a photo again, or I don't want to document this journey because it's too hard. I reached out to her after a lot of tossing and turning over it because I was like, I don't know what if she'd be offended if I wanted to see if she wanted, it's a hard situation. And I didn't know her well enough. The next day she was gonna lose her hair. So we planned a shoot where, this is her mother-in-law, so she's very emotional about it. We planned a shoot so that I could be there when she was bald for the first time. And we went outside and took pictures. We found a pink dress rental locally that came down and made her feel beautiful. And she's cancer-free now. And 1 year after the shoot, she posted on, I should not say these stories on Facebook. She posted on Facebook and she said, I have never felt more beautiful than when I took these photos, which should have been her hardest day. It should have been. But because she got in front of the camera on her hardest day, she has these memories and she got in, you can get in the camera, get in front of the camera on your hard days, on your bad days, on your no makeup days, on your no hair days. Because these are the moments that make up our life, not just like the fancy food we eat all the time. These are the moments that make up our life. So, if you want advice on how to take your Instagram to the next level with these photos, you can type in that link, and I will send you 5 tips. If you want those item presets, post a photo yourself, tag me, and I'll reply the link to get it from my shop. Thank you, guys.